The Sam F. Davis Stakes Day $100 budget edition of the Notorious O.T.B. on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus of up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Welcome, everybody, to the Notorious O.T.B, brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And, folks, as always...
It's all good, baby. It was all a dream.
We used to read Blood Horse magazine. I got my Cuban links on.
Yes, Cuban B.
I'm your host, Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oakline.
I'd rather be trapped than lazy. Don't care what they say, I'ma do what pays me.
It happens every year about this time. Weaklings act like they lost their mind. Alphas reclaim the neighborhood. Rob the sheep and all the wolves get good.
Yes. Welcome to the show. Joining me, as always, you might know him as the Michelangelo of the Crying Michael Jordan. He's your favorite capper's favorite capper, Barry the Sniper Spears.
You know how we do. Rockefeller. Forever. You catch me skating through your town, putting it down. Y'all relating, no waiting. I'll make your block infrared hot. I'm like Satan.
What's good, Barry?
Not much. Chase. El Wolf. Wolfie. The man. What's good, man?
Yeah, man, not a whole lot. Just it's a short week for us. You're headed down to our topic tomorrow. But I want to encourage everyone to find Barry, hug him, touch middles. It's free season. It's open season on assaulting Barry. So there we go. Bing. Man. Barry, so this was something that we kind of you and I talk about. We've talked about talking about more when we do the show, and that's kind of like the mentality of the winning handicapper. I bring that up because we were unfortunately losers yesterday, but
Sort of.
We had some really strong showings run second. I mentioned this to you because I think that I feel like there are two ways that you can take this as a handicapper. You can be like, oh, God, I never win. It always goes against me. Or I think there's an upside to this, which is you can choose to see it as you're seeing the ball really well, and it's only a matter of time till you knock that bitch out of the park. What do you think, Barry?
Yeah, I'm on board with the latter as well. We had the right horse, just didn't get luck. And that happens in horse racing, and it's something you have to deal with. And I think the mentality of winning horse players really comes through in how they accept losing. And in order to be really good at this game, you have to accept losing. You're going to lose, probably 80% of the time.
Right.
So you just got to accept it, move on, and, just know you had the right horse, just didn't get the right luck.
If you're beating the brakes off of it, you're still losing 7 out of 10 bets, more than likely. So, I mean, yeah, I'm completely with you. It's just, it's a ROI game, and it's a mentality game. Like, you will be amazed how much better your handicapping gets when you go into it with a positive mentality, as opposed to the I'm not going to win sort of attitude.
The defeatist attitude comes to fruition when you go to the window and you make the wrong decisions, wrong bets. And, those kind of people like to blame everybody but themselves. But again, when you're doing things the right way, you'll catch those breaks as many times as you catch the wrong side of them.
Yeah. I'll blame the jockey from yesterday for you, though.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. I thought everybody at the track saw that horse backing up, and I guess our guy didn't, but we'll get him.
That's right. That's right. We're on to the next one, man. That's the great thing about horse racing. There's another one.
Every 20 minutes.
Every 20 minutes, you got another one. Right. Real quick before we hit the topic for today, I want to remind everyone that at SGPN, we're running a free squares pool for the Super Bowl. $1,000 winner take all for the final square. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares to sign up today. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/squares. And due to popular demand, if we get 200 entries, we will release another $1,000 free squares pool. So, guys, sign up, get that free money from SGPN. Let's dive into today's topic. Barry, we're going to be talking about Tampa Bay Downs this Saturday, 8th of February, year of our Lord 2025, because it is Sam F. Davis Stakes Day. We got Kentucky Derby points on the line. Post time for the card is 12:05 Eastern, 11:05 God's time, 9:05 Pacific time, out on the Pacific Coast. And this is what we love to do. It's our $100 budget show where we can play any race, any wager type, and use whatever makes that cash money. Barry, what'd you think about this card?
It's a really good card. I mean, you kind of have to have some intestinal fortitude in some of these races to bet against the chalk. But if you can muster some of that courage, it's a good card.
I thought that this card might be kind of difficult because it felt like a lot of these pace scenarios might be murky at best, I'll say. And I had a hard time projecting a lot of these paces. And so I think what I found myself doing is honing into what I knew was going to happen. Like I feel like if I know what the pace setup looks like, I can still find prices. It doesn't mean it's going to be chalky. It just means that I feel like I have a grasp on how it's going to unfold. So let's go ahead and let's get a grasp on how it's going to unfold when we talk about our $100 budget plays here. And Barry, you are in race 2 also, but you're playing a daily doubles. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off today. Race 2 is 8.5 furlongs, a $16,000 claimer on the turf. And I'm going to play a $20 win on the number 9 Sonic Speed at 5-2. Now, before anyone calls me an old CEW, chalk-eating weasel, I want to point out that morning lines came out like 15 minutes ago, roughly. So we did this all sans morning line, but it's okay. I got some bombs later, organic bombs as I like to call them, because I didn't land on them just because. Organic bombs, just free range grass fed bombs. I'm playing the 9 Sonic Speed at 5-2, and I picked out this race because I felt like I could see how the pace shook out. I had this pace as a 3-horse push for the front. In that push for the front, the number 6, Lamplighter Jack, and the other 2 horses should soften the early pace up. And I think that softens them up enough for a horse like my win bet in this race to come from further off the pace and pick up the pieces. With Sonic Speed, Darian Rodriguez has Sonic Speed in with Samuel Marin up, which is a pretty successful combination. And Sonic Speed landed in the Rodriguez barn after being claimed for Jose Delgado. He took what I consider an anticipated dip in performance after being claimed. Sometimes with these bigger trainers, whenever horses leave their barn, I expect them to drop. I fade them off of that. And the horse didn't drop as far as I thought he would. In fact, rebounded a little bit the next time out. I think the horse is rebounding enough that it might be in top form starting in this race. And this horse's last race is a perfect example of the comments in the racing form not telling the whole story. And watch it. There's limited characters. They can't tell you everything. And watching the replay makes his last effort look a whole lot better. He was pinched off at the start. In the second turn, he was full of run with nowhere to go. And then he finally got room to move, showed great turn of foot before being blocked again. With a clean trip and hopefully a smarter ride from Samuel Marin here, who gets the irons from Bautista, I think Sonic Speed has an excellent chance to take this race. Barry, what did you think?
I think that we're on the same horse, my friend.
Uh-oh, it's been a while.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah, I like Sonic Speed quite a bit here. If you look back at this horse's form, 3 back ran against Harrow, who would probably be really formidable in this spot. This horse kind of stands out a little bit to me. should get the trip of all trips and get a jump on horses like Gilded Age and the inside horse, the one Eddie the Great. If this horse gets the jump on those two, I think it's lights out. So I'm going to use Sonic Speed in my $10 daily double alone. So he's my single.
Uh-oh, we get to use something else.
Yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
You want to mingle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry, you're single in the first leg of the daily double. You're closing it out in race 3. I guess this would be the mingle portion of the show. Let's see. Nick Sievers here. He says he's playing a non-Iron Bets ADW contest on Saturday. I know we're not doing a Who's Your Single, Barry. Who is your single? I think we just found out. And he says it looks like I'm either doubling my money or out of the contest by race 2 at Tampa. So Barry, you're finishing it off in race 3. It's a 6.5 furlong, $53,000 maiden special weight on the dirt. How are you closing it out?
Yeah, this race is interesting to say the least, and you got some bigger outfits in here that should attract a lot of attention, like the 3 Salted out of the Cassie barn and the 6 Kiss Me Slow out of the Chad Brown barn with Flavin Pratt aboard. So those 2 horses are going to attract a lot of attention, but I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm going to use the 1 Curlane, who, if you recall, Sammy Camacho on this horse kind of did a little faux pas. He kind of fumbled the reins or something in the stretch and got beat a dirty head. For all intents and purposes, I give that horse that win. So I think this horse can do that again, basically. So Curlane we're going to use, and we're also going to use the 10 Casser. This horse is a half to Bendug. If you recall or know, this horse is pretty fast. And I think this horse is also, I like that workout on January 21st. So we're going to use the 1 and the 10, and then we're going to go stand in line.
There we go. I love that Barry always remembers to get the last most crucial step in. Which is,
gotta collect.
Got to get that. Listen, I used to work at a liquor store, and my old boss used to say, "Step 1, get the fucking money." So, there we go. We're getting the money. Barry, you've got another play, but before you do, I've got to get a good word in from our friends at Iron Bets, because the Notorious O.T.B has partnered up with the new premier horse racing ADW, Iron Bets. And while most ADWs are shuttering their rewards programs, Iron Bets is going strong because they're the ADW built by horse players for horse players. Sign up and get a deposit match up to $300 plus take advantage of Iron Bets daily promos. Check out their daily promos page every day. Today, they have a promo for tonight's races at Chucktown, where if you bet $250, you get a $20 bet back. Who does that for Chucktown? Iron Bets does. Watch and wager on the best racing action at Iron Bets. Download the Iron Bets app and use promo code NOTB so they know that we sent you. That's Iron Bets in your app store, promo code NOTB. And don't forget to give the app a 5-star review in the app store. All right. Also got to get a word in from our good friends at Rhythm. SGPN's partner Rhythm is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build a custom predictive betting models in seconds. Build your own model, copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard, or have Rhythm build a model for you. NFL picks, NFL props, college basketball, and NBA. Rhythm has it all. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And if you excuse me, I need to get a brief rehydration interlude in. All right, we're back. And what are we doing? Barry and I are giving out free picks.
And I make nothing. Zero. Zilch. By the time I pay all my scientists, all my people in my research department, lab coats, it's a wash. Well, why you do it then, baby Billy? Well, because I'm selfless.
Because we are selfless.
Yeah, one good hit, we could pay for all the lab coats.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and by the way, we love you guys joining the chat, and even if you're shitting it up like Nick Sievers is, like, we appreciate you chatting. And Eric, thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Yes, Nick and Eric, my people. Let's get this money.
That's right, and we're glad to see you here. Thanks for jumping in, Barry. You're jumping into race 4 here Saturday at Tampa Bay Downs, the 8 furlong. $75,000. Non-winners of one something. Not here to read your fucking conditions. Turf race. Barry, you're playing a win bet. Where are you going?
I am going to number 5, Designer Bag. Yes, Birkin Bag.
There we go.
I think this horse, at least past performance-wise and buyer speed figure-wise, kind of got the short end of the stick, especially in the last race. It was kind of bizarre ride. Joel Rosario takes a complete left-hand turn to get right to the rail, then runs up on heels and has to check around the first turn a couple of times pretty hard, and then kind of runs on a little bit and fades. And I can completely forgive that effort and the light buyer. I really don't understand why the buyer is so light, but we'll go with that. I think with a better trip and a more of a trip like they got in the maiden breaking win is ideal, because I don't think this race has too much speed and too much lasting speed. There's some speed horses in here, but I don't think the pace is going to be all that fast. And having this horse slide into a good spot will make all the difference. And I think Sammy Marin can do that and win this race at a big price. 20-1. We're going $30 to win on Designer Bag.
That just hurts, Nick. That just hurts right there. Says I'm just here to push buttons. I like the long shot play. I like that you. I mean, say what you will about Joel Rosario. He's fucking great. Love Joel Rosario.
I do.
But I kind of like getting Marin up here, getting the local jock, knows the surface and everything. Kelly Breen and Marin team up really well. And that time form, U.S. pace, the late pace is a pretty strong number 2. I think you're onto something really good here in the 4th with the 5 Designer Bag.
Let's do it. To the hoop.
To the hoop. Now, my next play comes in race 6. That's 6 furlongs, $100,000. The Minaret Stakes. Is this the first stakes on the? No, this is the second stakes on the card, I think. It's on the dirt. I've got a cold, $20 exacta here. I'm playing exacta 4-6. When I evaluated this race from my 3 qualifying factors of class, workouts, and speed, I was only left with 2 horses that I thought were competitive. They should both be fairly well bet, so I don't think that there will be much value in a win bet on who I think should win this race, the number 4 Nick Style. Instead, I started handicapping for second place, and when I did that, I was left with no choice but to go ice cold on the exacta. When you have a horse that you feel like is a winner on top, there's not going to be value. Don't squander that horse. Try to make value out of it any way you can, and I'm choosing to do it with an ice cold double there. And I'm using the 4 Nick Style on top because I think this is the class of the field, and from a speed standpoint, I don't think that anyone can keep up with this Bill Mott trainee. Also, I think that Nick Style has a bit of like an AB pattern, and that would put Nick Style on an A performance. And if that's the case, Nick Style might just dust this field. There's a horse I like underneath, considering the connections of the Hot Cox and Flavian Pratt and Juddmont. I think the Brad Cox horse, the 6 Dazzling Blue, likely goes off favored. However, this horse hasn't really showed that it likes winning. You see a lot of like second and thirds here. In 10 career races, has finished underneath in the exact times, and it's finished second the most. Dazzling Blue should sit a few off the pace and have plenty to run into late. But I just don't think that she's fast enough to catch Nick Style here. So I go ice cold, and I play Nick Style over Dazzling Blue, a $20 exacta, 4-6. Barry, I know you're disappointed in me, so let me have it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I don't like either of those horses.
Yeah, I figured.
I actually like the inside and the outside. Opus 42 and Muji. But I mean, it's not like your horses can't win or anything. I just don't like chalk. I have to resist at all costs sometimes, and this was one of them. And you're probably right. I mean, Nick's style, at least on paper, doesn't look like anybody is as fast as that horse, but I don't know. Strange things happen at Tampa Bay Downs.
Strange things indeed. Barry, we are on to your third play, which starts in race 8, and it's a daily double into race 9. Race 8 is a 9 furlong, $32,000. Non-winners a 2 something. I'm still not here to read your conditions. Optional claimer on the turf. No shoot, worth noting. Though it looks like it starts in the shoot. It just for some reason they don't notate it being a shoot race.
It's all the way back in the shoot.
It couldn't get more damn shootinist than this, man.
The shootiest race ever.
The most shootinest damn thing I've ever seen. Barry, how are you playing this daily double?
Yeah, I'm going to go against the grain here. Surprise, surprise. And bet against Lucky Combination, who's the 8-5 favorite. Doesn't look all that bad. I know the horse came back in a synthetic race, but I'm not really too sure what they want to do with this horse. And I don't believe that this horse is overwhelming enough to just do whatever and still win this race. So I'm going to throw downfield a little bit here. I'm going to use the 1 Retired Kathy. This horse has a couple of races at Tampa. This horse is 2 for 3 at Tampa with a second. But the races that this horses have run in at Tampa Bay Downs are very similar and winning efforts, all of them. So we're going to use that horse at 10-1. We're also going to use the 4 No 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 Never at 30-1. This horse is a little sneaky because the dirtied up dirt form right there in the middle of the past performances. This horse has 2 races at Mountaineer, both on wet tracks. 1 win, the horse kind of ran off, and then in the sloppy track just didn't do anything, and then they laid the horse off until January. Came back in a pretty good effort, and I think turf is his best surface. So getting back to turf is probably even more of a plus in this spot, and the running style fits. At 30-1, I had to use that horse. And then lastly, we're going to use the 8 Runaway Diva, who came off the bench January 10th, ran a really good race. I think this horse can break through off of that one and pair that up or even run a better race. So we're going to use the 8 Runaway Diva as well. So we're going to use the 1, 4, and 8 in this race going into the 9th.
Which the 9th is 1 mile, 40 yards, a mile and a bottle of Mickey's in yards, $150,000. And if you don't know what Mickey's is, then you didn't have fun in college, damn it. $150,000 Suncoast Stakes on the dirt. How are you closing this out?
Yeah, we are singled here.
Oh, I've been clicking through comments. Look, there are more buttons to press, guys. Bear with me.
Yes, I'm singing. I want to mingle.
Yes, yes. We are single to the 6 Cara. I think this horse is a bit of a standout here. All of this horse's races last year would dust this field. Maybe not that one at Saratoga, the 5.5. But all the others are really good. And I mean, Eclatant, you see there in the maiden race, came back, won the Forward Gal last weekend. Vodka with the Twist is a really good horse. Kimchi Cat is a nice horse. Immersive, we all know what that horse can do. Just kind of stands out class-wise, and we're just going to bury this one in the double.
Ooh, so he's single to Cara, the 2-1 for Mark Cassidy. Got Dylan Davis up. Cara was in a single in the pick 5 I didn't play that would have won $35,000 last September.
Ouch!
So thanks for bringing that up, Barry.
My bad. I didn't.
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's my fault for being weak of heart. Also, look, I guess I love you too, Nick. Just kidding. You're good. Barry, I'm in race 9 also, but I went a different way with it here. Just to the inside, I've got a $30 win on number 5, Junta, at 12-1. And this is a race where my projections and the Timeform US projections don't exactly jive. And I kind of see, I love it when they look exactly the same, but I definitely love it when they don't look the same between my projections and Timeform. I agreed on one horse that they had on the lead and disagreed on the other. I had the number 7, Queen in the Deck, and the number 8, Chloe. I guess that's Chloe. Both going for the lead early. The disagreement comes with the placement of the number 4, Her Laugh, early. Yes, Her Laugh was on the lead last race out at Fairgrounds, but the fractions were pretty slow here, and
very slow.
And with the sprinter stretching out with the number 8, Chloe, I think that they go a little faster. And with Irad Ortiz on Her Laugh, I think he's more likely, because I don't think he likes it on the front end, and he's not that great on the front end. I think he's more likely to take back a couple lengths. So I'm on Junta at 12-1 for Anthony Granitz with Willie Martinez up, because he showed the ability to sit off a pace and then move at the top of the stretch in the debut here at Tampa on Christmas Eve. I think that showed some maturity. And I think that Junta gets a similar setup and a similar trip in this spot. Typically, I'd fade this horse on the Brokett's maiden last out and facing winners for the first time angle. But the maturity it showed in the debut by rating and not going gate to wire makes me think it shouldn't be a problem. The other question for Junta is distance. She's stretching out for the first time to a 2-turn route distance. And when you dig into the pedigree, there's not much on the dam side. But when you look at the Constitution as a sire, then you see offspring that win at route distances at a higher strike rate than the average of all for all sires. And it comes in off of a bullet work. And it looks like they've been maybe planning for this spot all along, because the horse has been diligently worked up to this start after the December 24th Christmas Eve start. So I'm going with Junta to the hoop, and we'll see who's walking to the window, Barry. We'll see who's walking to the window. Race 9.
Is that a challenge? I could walk faster to the window, maybe.
I'll give you. I'm going to tell you this, and you tell me if it was a challenge or not. My method of fighting is to just crawl in a ball and say, "I know you're my friend, and you won't hurt me." So maybe it's a challenge. Maybe it's just you know.
I'm like I'm Superfly Snuka. I'm off the top rope every time. Just
getting it off the top rope. Tragic story, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. If you've ever seen Outside, or
yes,
was it Dark Side of the Ring? I think is what the show's called.
Yeah, it was on Vice.
Yeah. All right, real quick before we dive into our next plays, got to get a word in from our good friends at Edge Boost. SGPN has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. The best part is no credit checks, and it's completely free. Sign up today and use the promo code SGPN so you get better cashback rewards and instant Tier 2 status. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And, of course, we're brought to you by our good friends at Underdog. The big game is coming this Sunday, and Underdog has you covered. New customers get a Travis Kelce free pick if they sign up before the game. Plus, Underdog site-wide, no sweat entry token is live now. You can cash in on your Underdog entry or get bonus credit in return. So sign up, promo code SGPN to claim your special pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. And if you excuse me, I need to get yet another rehydration interlude in.
I got ice all over my body looking like a snowman. Big rocks in the grill dancing like a slow jam. My chain's so heavy I'm walking like an old man. Try me, you.
I always walk like an old man, Barry. You
Because those chains so heavy, dog.
It's so and they're so icy. You think they might give me a slight flu. Barry, your next play comes in race 10. I think you're cracking open a daily double here into. Oh no, never mind.
No,
you got a win bet here. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Barry, race 10, 8.5 furlongs, $53,000 maiden special weight from the turf shoot this time. Glad you said it. Past performances. Barry, where are you going in race 10?
Yeah, we're gonna throw one downfield here, and I'm gonna go with number 8, Cara. And this horse ran a pretty crazy race first time out, January 4th at Tampa. Now, the horse kind of lunged and was a step slow and broke dead last, completely last. And the horse just kind of jumped in the bit and started running late in this race, passed everybody, and finished really, really strongly. I think this horse can build off of that effort, because without that poor start, this horse wouldn't have been as far back as she was, and just closed like a freight train with a clean trip. I don't really care who this horse is running against. With a clean trip, I think this horse is going to be right there at 20-1. I have to take a shot here with a horse like that.
Look at that late pace rating for Cara. And also, I sometimes I think that it's a good thing when horses.
I mean, you can see between calls there. That one call is third 8 lengths, and then second by 2.5. So you can tell that the horse was just moving really quickly.
Sometimes I really like it when maidens have trouble and they're forced to run from off the pace, because I feel like they're animals. They learn things every single time they race, and I feel like they get a really crash course kind of lesson in how to come from off the pace and how to pass other horses. So I really like this play quite a bit, and I think you might have a little gem there at 20-1.
I hope so. That'll make my day.
That would. It probably would make my phone smoke and spark after Barry cashes. We're on to my final play here. It's a daily double starting in the feature, race 11, 8.5 furlongs, $250,000. The Sam Davis Stakes.
Oh,
I guess it's Sam
Davis.
Sam F. Not Sam
Custard.
Yeah.
Sam F. and Davis.
Sam Flippin' Davis.
There you go. F stands for
flipping. No, don't fucking worry about it, dog. All right. $10 daily double here. I'm playing an 8 with the 1-2-7. And here's the thing about the Sam Davis is I think you can kind of draw a line through the last race where everyone in the Sam F. Davis, who's coming in from the local prep, the Pasco Stakes. The horse that crossed the wire first, Owen Almighty, ended up getting DQ'd, I think, all the way back to 5th, and gave the victory to my selection in this race for the daily double. I think that because Owen Almighty made the other horse that would have factored late check and drop out of the race, that we don't really get a clear picture of what Owen Almighty is and what he'll do when more than one horse decides the pace, or God forbid if he loses a lead. I am taking as a single in this one.
Now, the women love you when you get out there. Why do you think that is?
What did you say?
The women love you when you get out there.
Why is that, ladies?
Well, I'm asking you.
Huh?
It's the number 8 Naughty Rascal at 6-1. Now, this is one that I do anticipate taking money. Barry and I kind of talked about it before we came on. If you follow Ed DeRosa or Horse Racing Nation on Twitter, then you saw his fair odds for this Sam Davis, and he had Naughty Rascal at 7-2. Still not favored, but a little bit shorter than that, 6-1. And I'm taking Naughty Rascal in the first leg of the daily double because I think that the horse was very game in an effort where he ended up getting the win because of the Owen Almighty DQ. And I think he ran a pretty admirable race, stalking just a little off the pace. This will be the longest distance that Naughty Rascal has run, but I'm confident in the ability to go the distance given the stakes win going a mile on the turf in the Armed Forces at Gulfstream. I think this horse is eligible to improve, and I love the workouts heading into this race. Gerald Bennett has been hammering long-distance workouts through Naughty Rascal heading into this race, working at 5 and 6 furlongs. And if you don't pay attention to workouts and their distances, 6 furlong works these days are pretty rare, save for a few of the trainers out in California I can think of. And most importantly, I think I get a little bit of, I don't think I'm getting the chalk, so I think I get a little bit of a price in this race. So I'm singled with the 8 Naughty Rascal. And then I'm taking it into the finale, 9 furlongs, $53,000, non-winners of 1 something, allowance on the turf. And I'm closing out my daily double with 3 horses because I think that this pace ends up slow. And I think any one of these 3 horses that are out in front of this race end up being the one to hit the wire first. And they are massive prices, it turns out. The first one is going to be the 1 to Boom at 30 to 1. This is a little bit of a wild card play because this is the horse that has never run on firm turf. Timeform puts this one not on the lead early, but very up close pressing it. I think given the 1-hole draw that DeBoom probably sends and maybe takes the early lead here, and that makes him dangerous, hopefully, at a price. Then I'm using the horse immediately to the outside, the 2 Magic Heart, also at 30 to 1. I think the Magic Heart should be pretty up close to the early speed in this race, but might be more of the first run horse. If the 2 horses that I have on the front falter, then I think this is the horse that has the first chance to pick up the pieces, but we'll have to hold off some horses that will be charging late. Now, the horse that I'm also using, who I think is probably your most logical winner, is the 7 Why Not Me at 8 to 1. And I think that this is the horse I think is most likely of the 3 to make the lead and control this pace and wire the field. While I see 3 horses being forwardly placed, I don't see them going fast. And I think Why Not Me should have the opportunity to control these fractions on the front end. When Why Not Me gets position early, he runs a good race. And I think he gets that position. So I'm closing out my daily double with the 1, 2, 7, making it an 8 with 1, 2, 7 daily double. Barry, first I want to hear your thoughts on the CMF Davis, and then I want to hear what you think of the plays in the finale.
Sam Davis, it's really, at least for me, whether or not you like Poster. Now publicly they've been saying that the horse missed some time and some workouts and stuff being at Aqueduct. And that could play a factor. I mean, this horse hasn't been out in a while. And I thought Treaty of Rome might be okay based off the Mucho Macho Man where he chased lone leader, Guns Loaded, who got a really, really easy lead that day. And this horse ran on well behind that one. So who knows? I mean, these horses come in and out of form and get better and worse all the time. Naughty Rascal ran a really good race against Donut God. Kind of had a little bit of bad luck, when all that stuff shook out in the Pasco. So, that one has a right to improve too. So, I mean, I honestly think there's only one horse who I thought couldn't win, and that was the 5 Gateskeeper. Everybody else wouldn't surprise me if they won.
It's a good reason to stay away from a race like you did. And come on. I know you love the DeBoom and Magic Heart pick.
I do. I do like Magic Heart in this spot. That one has a real big shot. If I was gonna, or if I am gonna make a bailout play, it would be number 3 Noble Factor to the hoop in the last. I like that comeback race, and I think that horse has every right to improve off of that one.
Barry, hold that thought, because we are on to the portion of the show where we give you the tastiest morsels that we have saved for the final race to help you leave with money in your pocket. These are our ironclad bailout bets brought to you by our good friends at Iron Bets.
I'm leaving here with something. You know what I mean? I'm from around the way. I'm leaving with something.
So Barry said the 3 Noble Factor would be his bailout bet. My bailout bet would be the 7 Why Not Me at 8 to 1. I thought it was the speed of speed, possibly slow pace, and it's my most logical winner in the finale. So hopefully the Why Not Me wins with Naughty Rascal winning the race before. And I think I think that's it. I think we've burned through our $100 budget. We've given out bailout bets. There's not much left to do except for recapping some picks. I'll go ahead and I'll take the lead here. Let me get a little try that out. Oh, whoop. There we go. All right. Here are my plays. Race 2, I had a $20 win on number 9. Race 6, I did a $10. That's actually a $20 exact. Ice Cold 4-6. Race 9, $30 win. Number 5. And race 11, a $10 daily double. 8 with the 1, 2, 7. Barry, what about you?
I have race 2, $10 daily double. The 9 Sonic Speed with the 1 Curlane and 10 Casser. That's $20. Then in race 4, $30 win bet on number 5 Designer Bag. Race 8, $10 daily double. Number 1 Retired Kathy. Number 4 No 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 Never. And number 8 Runaway Diva with race 9, number 6 Cara. And race 10, $20 to win on Kala. And my bailout all in on number 3 Noble. What's it called?
No, wait, what? It was a Noble Factor.
Noble Factor to the hoop. Cash it.
The hoop.
We get one of those, and we'll be all right for the day, for sure.
Yeah. So Barry, you get to drive across America's penis to Tampa Bay for the Sam F. Davis.
Sounds like it hurts.
Talk up Tampa Bay for me. What's the thing to do there?
For me or just in general?
Just in general. Why not? No. Actually, I want the personalized experience. You.
Me. Oh, hanging out with my man Beam.
There you go.
But one of the cool things is they have this giant gator in the infield sometimes, and it should be warm enough that I'm sure it's going to be out sunning. But looking for that thing is pretty cool because it hangs out right in the middle of the infield. But yeah, seeing everybody I used to work with and hang out with down there is always a good time at Tampa Bay Downs.
Yeah. I don't want to listen, guys. Awards don't really mean anything to me. But Jason Beam, if you're watching, if we're not nominated for a Beamy this year, I will burn my house to the ground. I just want to throw that out there. That's going to do it for us this week, guys. Barry's off to the Sam F. Davis. I'll have a video a little bit later for Iron Bets for a pick for their Chucktown card because they're doing a $250 bet 250 get 20 back deal. Chucktown, so make sure you sign up for the Iron Bets. Other than that, we will see you next Monday, bright and early at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. God's time for Mahoning Valley Pick 3s. We will see you then. Catch you next time with more Notorious O.T.B. Brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Bye-bye.